My name is Sorrell Kenny and I'm the Service Delivery Manager for Hampshire and the Isle of Wight. The RJ service in Hampshire consists of myself, a referrals coordinator and 4 lead practitioners who are based in north of the county, west of the county, east of the county and 1 on the Isle of Wight. There's also a really integral team of restorative justice volunteers. Our referrals come from a range of sources, primarily from police colleagues, but also from other offender services, including the National Probation Service and victim services, and also people can self-refer to our service. An example of where restorative justice has worked really well is we had a referral from a self-referral from a mother whose son had been killed in a death by dangerous driving incident. Throughout the whole court process, the offender had pleaded not guilty and had gone no comment throughout, actually changed his plea at the last moment to guilty, but still had not provided any comments about what had happened. Following that self-referral, the Restorative Justice Service for Hampshire became involved and enabled the victim to meet with both offenders. There was 2 offenders in the case, and for the first time that mother was able to hear an account of what actually happened that night, to ask the questions that were not provided in the statements that were taken. And since then she's reported that she has had those questions answered, that she understands what took place. She thanked the offenders for giving their account, and it has enabled her to move forward. She is now volunteering for the national charity Break. Restorative justice is really important. It's important to victims because it gives them an opportunity to explain the impact of what has happened, to ask questions of the offender that perhaps nobody else can answer, and also it can help some people move forward. For offenders, it can also be really beneficial in terms of increasing understanding of the impact and therefore increasing empathy as well. Moving forward within Hampshire, I would really like to see that every victim of crime is aware that there is a restorative justice service that they can access if they want to. Nationally, I think it would be fantastic if every service was as wide as the Hampshire service and allowed victims of crime to access RJ if it's right for them. Restorative justice can be used in a range of offences. Typically, people talk about burglary offences being ideal for restorative justice, but we've found that as well as serious offences like historic sexual abuse cases, that it can also be used to help find resolution in lower level neighbourhood disputes. So a recent case that I worked on was referred by the police. It was a community resolution that was issued for a 9-year neighbour dispute. A lot of preparation work was done with both parties because of the amount of incidents that had occurred over that 9-year period. So it took approximately 9 to 10 months of preparation with both parties, partly because of availability as well, but it resulted in a joint conference where both parties listened to what the other person had to say and the impact of what had been happening over those 9 years. Apologies were given and apologies were heard and accepted, and an outcome agreement was made by both parties that we're hopeful will be stuck to. So for the police, particularly when they're considering the use of restorative justice, it's worth thinking that it can be used for all offences. It's dependent on those involved and whether they want to move forward. If you want to get in contact with the Restorative Justice Service, there's 3 ways. For police colleagues, it's best to use the Restorative Referrals email address, which is restorativereferrals@hampshire.pnn.police.uk. For all other colleagues, it's best to use Hampshire and Isle of Wight, which is HIOW at restorativesolutions.org.uk. And also we have a telephone number which is 0800 043 8785, and this can also be used for self-referrals.